Hi everybody, Nathan Fowkes here, and I am absolutely thrilled to have you join me for this online experience that we're going to have together here. So I want to extend an official welcome to you for our Concept Art for Entertainment class, where you'll learn how to design with color and with light so that you can create artwork that's compelling, engaging, and exciting to your audience. So to do that, I want to share with you some experiences and show you some artwork right off the bat so that I can show you rather than just tell you where we're going to go in this class. And then once we've done that, I'll give you the specifics of how we'll spend our 9 weeks together, what you can expect from this class, what will be expected from you, and what kind of an outcome you can look forward to. So let's start off with something that happened a few years ago at Comic-Con, something out of the ordinary that made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. So there it is. That's Comic-Con. I don't know if you're familiar with Comic-Con. Maybe you are. Maybe you've even had the chance to attend. Comic-Con is an entertainment arts expo that happens every year in San Diego, California, and it's a spectacle. I really love going down there. There's just so much enthusiasm, so many people who are hustling their product, their book, their graphic novel, their project. They're excited about it, and they want to share it with you. So it's a fantastic vibe down there. And whatever you've heard about how crowded it gets down there, they weren't kidding. Because if it looks crowded in this picture, imagine a third again as many people. That's about how crowded it was on a particular Saturday afternoon when I was down at Comic-Con. As a matter of fact, it was the very Comic-Con when I first met the guys from Schoolism, our hosts for this class, and I met them for the first time and had a chat, and it was a great thing because it eventually led to this. And a little bit later that afternoon, I was in an aisle just like the one right here. As a matter of fact, I was talking to the Holbein rep, the Holbein Paint Company. We were talking about their line of gouache paints. And there was so much noise in the room that we were actually having to raise our voices to have a conversation. When all of a sudden, the hair on the back of my neck started to go up. You know that feeling when your unconscious mind realizes that something is wrong before it dawns on your conscious mind and you get that prickly response? Well, that's exactly what I felt. And so it took a few seconds for it to sink into my forebrain, I guess, that silence had appeared in the aisle behind me, and that silence was moving down the aisle towards me. That is not right on Saturday afternoon at Comic-Con at the height of attendance. Well, every year you hear about, when you have 140,000 people going through the doors, there's always one person off their medication or brought a real weapon instead of a fake one. One incident that tends to lead the news stories. Well, I didn't want to be a news story, and so I quickly turned around to see what it was that had captured everyone's attention so as to bring them to silence. Well, at Comic-Con, anything could happen. So maybe it was a guy in an outrageous costume like this guy. Well, this is a fantastic costume. That is just, well, you see it, you know. But no, it wasn't that guy. It wasn't a costume like that, because at Comic-Con, outrageous costumes are par for the course. They turn ahead, but they don't demand silence like what we got. Well, there were some big-time celebrities there that day, so maybe a particular young celebrity with fabulous hair was walking down the aisle behind me and had caught everyone's attention. Well, no, people like that were there that day. He was there that day, but I didn't see him. It was not him. who captured everyone's attention. It was something completely unexpected, but something that was very pleasing to me, as a matter of fact, because who it was an old man in a wheelchair, 88 years old, the author Ray Bradbury. Well, it's okay if you're not that familiar with Ray Bradbury. It's okay if you're not as big a fan of his work as I am. But I am a fan, and apparently the type of people who go to Comic-Con are huge fans, because as he slowly wheeled down the aisle, people actually stopped and looked, and you could actually hear people whisper, "That's Ray Bradbury." And I felt exactly the same way, because Ray Bradbury does something for us that we absolutely love. Ray Bradbury has the singular ability to string words together in such a way as to create an immersive fantasy experience that engages our imagination, draws us in, and entertains us for a few hours, and we absolutely love that. And so me, and apparently the people at Comic-Con, we've read Something Wicked This Way Comes. We've read The Halloween Tree. We've read The Illustrated Man, and we absolutely love what this author and artist has created for us. That immersive experience that's so engaging and enjoyable that he got a well-earned moment of silence right in the middle of Comic-Con. Well, the reason I tell you this story is because there's something that is exciting about being an artist and something that's frankly a little bit frightening. We have to have exactly the same ability that someone like Ray Bradbury has. We have to have the ability to engage an audience, to draw them in and give them an immersive experience. In our case, we have to have the understanding to do it visually, with pictures. And so, as I scroll through a variety of artwork here, let me just tell you that we have to have the ability to put together color and light and atmosphere and the values of light and shadow in such a way as to create that compelling sense of mood and environment that draws our audience in. And so what I'm showing you here is a variety of artwork done by various DreamWorks artists. I've worked for several companies, both in animation and gaming, but my primary artistic residence has been at DreamWorks. And I'm very proud of the artwork that's been done at DreamWorks. I'm so proud and excited by the artwork that my fellow artists have done there. All you have to do when you feel like you're doing good artwork is to walk in the office next to you, see what the next guy is doing, and feel like you have to go back to the drawing board and practice so much harder. And in this class, I want to show you not only my own artwork, but a wide variety of what artists have done in the field, successfully creating that sense of mood and environment that we're talking about. And I also want to give special thanks to DreamWorks, who's given me permission to show this artwork to you, to share it with you so that we can learn from the best. So I'm showing you visual development and concept artwork from a wide variety of DreamWorks films. We've seen a couple that have been done for recent CG animated films, here for Kung Fu Panda, a few pieces from How to Train Your Dragon. Back to Kung Fu Panda, we saw a few pieces from traditional animation in there, something that will always stand proudly in the history of animation, something that I think animation will come back to from time to time and experiment with. Which brings us to this image. This is a page of character design for the film Kung Fu Panda. Now, this is not specifically a character design class. I'm not a character designer, but I want to use this image for you as a metaphor because I think it does something successfully that every visual development and concept artist has to learn to do as we paint illustrations and as we create environments. So let's pretend for a moment that we have never seen nor heard of the movie Kung Fu Panda. And let's take a look at this artwork fresh, seeing it for the first time. If we're handed this and said, this is a lineup of characters from an animated movie, here's what happens, I think, in the first few seconds. We take a look at it and we instantly understand, okay, this guy right here obviously must be the main character of the animated movie. And it's completely obvious that this line of people, of characters, are bad guys. And this guy here must be the villain of the show. We get that almost instantly. We take a few seconds longer and take a closer look and see, okay, I think I get it now. These characters here are clearly Kung Fu masters. These people over here, they look like they're maybe innocent villagers, and this guy here looks like maybe a wise old village elder. Okay, I got it. This guy here is probably some type of a wise Yoda character. The one thing, though, you'll never get seeing this fresh is that this guy, the goose, is actually the father of the main character. So it's good to have a little bit of mystery left in there. You start to say to yourself, okay, so I think I've got it. This is a movie where this guy, in a whimsical, comical way, with the help of these Kung Fu masters, saves these innocent villagers from the evil rampage of the horde of villains and bad guys here. This lineup of characters with no voiceover and no written word communicates all of that information within less than 10 seconds. It gives you a sense of who these characters are, of their inner relationships, and their role within a story. My friends, that is great design.